In today's episode of Value on My Toy Collection, we're going to value some really cool character and vintage phones. Hey everyone, my name's Chris. I'm a full-time beauty pageant director as my career, but in my spare time, I'm a huge toy collector. I've been collecting toys now for over 40 years. You can officially call me a toyaholic. Thanks so much for checking out my YouTube channel. My channel consists mainly of two things: beauty pageants, which I love, and toys, which I love even more. My dream in life has always been to own a toy museum, so it's finally happened. I've bought a building, and now I've got to move this massive collection and value it into the building. We're calling it the Toy Vault because it's an old bank building located in Crystal Springs, Mississippi that actually has two large vaults. So now I'm just going to make a ton of videos and value my toy collection. And then I'm going to make some where I take you shopping with me to thrift stores and flea markets and toy stores to let you see where I find all these goodies. So let's start this episode of Value in My Toy Collection and value some toys. Well, let's jump right in and start valuing some phones I've collected over the years. First, we have this really cool and intricate Dr. Seuss phone, and it's worth about $65. They might increase in value over the future, but that's what it's worth about now. Have this goofy phone, it's worth about $70. Have this really cool Snoopy phone, and he's worth about $65. And the base is very, very similar to this Barbie phone, and this Barbie phone is also worth about $65. Alright, next up we have this little red telephone. I think I picked this up at a garage sale, but it's worth about $25. They just don't make these anymore, and I don't even know if kids nowadays know what a phone is. Here's a Coca-Cola shaped phone. It's worth about $60. When I was a kid, you were really cool if you had one of these character phones. Now you gotta have an iPhone. Alright, that Keebler phone, he was worth $50, and this Polar Bear Coke phone is worth about $55. Alright, well next up, it's not as fancy, but this is what the old vintage hotel telephones look like, and it's worth about $30. And then we have this really cool crystal telephone for the fancy people, and it's worth about $60. I have a ketchup shaped telephone, it's worth $30. And the way you dial it's on the bottom. And then we have a football shaped telephone, it's worth about $25. And we have this Coca-Cola Olympic Square phone. It's worth about $25. That's pretty cool. I don't know where you talk on it though. Alright, we have this American looking phone. It's worth $65. And we have this cool vintage mint green Victorian phone worth $45. And this basketball phone worth $40. I got it at a garage sale for $4. That was a pretty good find. And this phone was actually my phone when I was a kid. This was my Snoopy phone my dad gave me, and it's worth $110. Alright, next up we have a hamburger phone. It's worth $25. They kind of use some of these in Bob's Burger, which is my favorite cartoon. And then we have this vintage Pac-Man phone, and we still have the original box, and it's worth $100. Now that's a cool 80s phone. This one is just a kid's play phone. It's made out of like hollow plastic, and it's worth about $10, but every kid had one of those. Had this cool Kermit the Frog phone that's worth $150. I love this one. It's one of my favorite ones. Have an M&M phone that's worth about $60. And then 7-Up used to have a mascot called the Dot, and the 7-Up phone is worth $50. And I just got this one on eBay, but I loved it. It's a Ziggy phone. And Ziggy's from the 70s and 80s, and it's worth about $65. But it looks like it's a newer, more modern phone. And then we have the Mickey Mouse phone that everyone wanted, and it's only worth $65. I thought it would be worth a little bit more. Had this little phone that's shaped like a rainforest frog, and it's worth about $25. And my mom had this phone growing up. I remember it. It's a round phone, and it's worth $75. Have from 1997 the Nickelodeon Talk Blaster phone. That's worth $50 and a lot more on some eBay auctions, but I said 50. And that Mickey Mouse phone was worth 50. The Winnie the Pooh phone was missing something in his hand, so I put some balloons, so he's worth about $50. Well, in our previous 341 videos of value in my toy collection, our total was $858,650. Now with this video, with all of our cool vintage telephones, we can add another $1,660 to our overall grand total. So that means for episode 342 of Value in My Toy Collection, our grand total is $860,310. Now I've got a lot more videos to make, and I'm just hoping my toy collection will be worth $1 million. That would be so cool to say I had $1 million toy collection. But remember, I am no millionaire. I've just been going to garage sales, flea markets, thrift stores, toy stores, and looking online, and it's just accumulated to this big old total. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I am making them. I like to see what I have and see what it's actually worth, because it's been on shelves for years, maybe even a decade or more. And I also put all the toys online on Facebook, and the page is the Toy Vault of Mississippi. So until our next video, we will see you then.